On July 24th, you wrote this and you said in a tweet, when Tobi Amusan wins a medal later today in the women's 100-meter hurdles, it won't have been because of anything Nigeria did. What's happening in Nigeria, and why is it that maybe the country or the track and field institution isn't given the kind of emphasis on athletics?
It's a whole conversation, to be honest. And interestingly, I put up that tweet before Tobi Amusan won the gold and broke the world record. I saw it coming. I knew she was going to win a medal, certainly not a gold or world record. So I knew that Nigerians would pounce on that opportunity. Nigerians are sort of people that like to affiliate themselves with success a lot and with minimal efforts from the government. And I think it's a very poor mindset to have, especially knowing fully well that the government played little or no part in helping her get to where she is. And it's not just in track and field. You see Anthony Joshua, for example, in boxing, became a world heavyweight champion. You look at Isaac Israel Adesanya in the MMA. These are guys that have got, interestingly, they are from the same state that Tobi Amusan is from. So the talent has always been there. But if you narrow it down to track and field is more specific. And if you see the story I put up about why African sprinters rarely break the world record, it's also tilts towards the fact that you need for events like the sprints, you probably need much competition, quality coaching, you need proper dieting, proper sponsors, and you look at the cycle to make a proper Olympic gold medalist, not just even in track and field, in other sports, you have to fork out huge amounts of money. You're probably spending $50,000 a year to train the athlete, and that's you even having to manage your resources. Tobi Amusan, as a 2015, got into Nigerian team at the African Games in Brazzaville, and the only reason she did that was because the odds she could become the the Nigerian champion there. There were very few competition. People rarely attempted. So she got into the Nigerian team, won the African Games in I think about 13.1 something seconds. I mean, even within the context of Africa, people rarely attempted there. But she knew she could progress. And one of our mentors, his name is Biola Onokoya. He went to United States, UTEP. He couldn't make it as a track athlete, but I mean, he went there for track, and I mean, he's doing well for himself, so he's kind of like a mentor. So he brought her to the United States. Blessing Okagbare also set the precedent going to UTEP too. So it was a chance for her now to further her studies, which is a very crucial aspect for any Nigerian parent, as well as run track under proper conditions. So when I put up that tweet, between 2016 and when she now became a global athlete, or let's even extend it to when she became the world champion, Nigeria invested less than, say, $30,000 in Tobi Amusan. And I mean, you look at that time frame of, say, 5 to 6 years, Tobi Amusan literally has spent over $500,000 in terms of training herself and ensuring that she got to where she was. So you understand the context of where I put up that tweet. So she got into UTEP, got quality coaching. I think she's been coached by a Jamaican, the other coach at UTEP. She started racing proper every single year. So, I mean, the outdoor season, she could accumulate as much as, say, 10, 15 races in the span of 2 months. And that's what the NCAA system do for you. But in the context of Nigeria, we've got the athletic circuit, but you probably just have like 3 or 4 outdoor competitions leading up to the national trial. So you don't even get the proper funding, you don't get the proper nutrition, you don't get sponsors. If you're an home-based athlete, you literally have to go to the United States or probably go to Europe and turn professional before you could do anything meaningful. So Nigeria just benefits in the context of you come represent the country at global championships. That's if you even make the qualifying standard. So between 2016 when she was in school and now, Tobi Amusan, esebrume, Blessing Okagbare, and a handful of other athletes, just 3 of them can guarantee that they will make the qualifying standard of either the Olympics or the World Championships. But Tobi Amusan had been lurking. So you see when she went to UTEP between fall of 2015 or went pro in 2017, you could see the progression. I think she peaked and ran a 12.57 before she left college. She raced in one of the NCAA finals in 2017 where she beat Camacho into. So you see that the progression there. I could put my money on it that if she was in Nigeria, she would not even come close to getting that sort of progression. I know a couple of track athletes that remained in Nigeria and didn't do up to half of what she did. And she's not the only one. Like I talked about, Blessing Okagbare paved the way. Then you saw the likes of Divine Oduduru, and now we've got a handful of Nigerian athletes in the NCAA system. It's the in thing now. You're a junior athlete. The first thing in your mind is start to apply for scholarships in the United States. I give you an example. Favour Ashay, the silver medalist from the NCAA finals a couple of months back, who finished second behind Joseph Fombule. He ran a wind-aided 10.07 seconds. After he did that, he also ran but between 3 competitions, including national championships. And you could just get the feeling that if he was in the United States, he would have done more. Fast forward to January of this year, he got over 15 offers from the United States college, and decided to choose University of Tennessee at that point. And in his first 60-meter indoor race, he ran a 6.58 seconds. In fact, he PB'd at 6.51 seconds to end his indoor season. Then he went to the outdoor season, was running 10 seconds flat, 10.11. The guys he left here in Nigeria were struggling to get competitions under their belts, and it's reflected in the national championship where he ran a 9.99 seconds to win the national championship ahead of another athlete, Alaba Akintola, who also is running for Middle Tennessee, and he finished second. There's Udodi Owuzurike, who is running for Stanford, finished fifth. There was Brume. Brume is the younger brother of esebrume. He finished third in the finals of the Nigerian championships over the 100 meters. He's running for LSU, even though he's been struggling with injury. But you could see the progression with these athletes, that if they had remained in Nigeria, they would not get the competition, they would not get the right coaching, they would not get the proper funding to ensure that they reach their peak. And there's an issue in the context of Nigeria where it's difficult to combine school and sports. Now, in this context, track and field, it's very difficult. The university system is a complete mess where it's almost difficult to juxtapose both of them. But you get that in the United States. So the average track and field talent wants to go over there. And I'll tell you more of them. In fact, we had 17 Nigerian athletes in the finals of the NCAA in different capacity. There was Rosemary Chukwuma, who also reached the final of the NCAA 100 meters. She was the Youth Olympic Games champion in 2018. But between 2018 and 2021, before she went to the United States, she stagnated at an 11.3, 11.4. She went to the United States in less than 6-7 months. She's already running an 11.08. She already has the PB of 10.99. So you could see the disparity there, and some of these factors I talked about, environmental factors. So Nigerian athletic system, or the sports system, is just ripping off the United States training our athletes. And to be honest, there's nothing entirely wrong with that. Just that it's an eye-opener that we can build our own structure here. So you see Jamaica, for example, despite some of the athletes going over to the United States, some at the age of 15, 16 can decide to turn pro because they're still decent track clubs over there in Jamaica. The MVP, the racist track club, we can't say the same of Nigerian track clubs here in Nigeria. They look up the likes of Shelly and Elaine Thompson, still training over there in Jamaica. They can do something. No top Nigerian track and field star is training in Nigeria. Tobi Amusan is training in the United States. When Blessing was active, she was training in the States. Same thing with Divine. You go on. And I mean, you now ask the question, what's now left for the youngster who's looking up to Tobi Amusan now? She knows her only hope is to have to go to the United States or potentially go to Europe. There's also the part that the government can also neglect them when they have one or two injuries. It's the same issue that happened with Francis Obikwelu, Gloria Luze. They were running for Nigeria, doing pretty well. They found their way to Europe to turn pro and under the best of conditions, but they get injured. Sponsors are not patient with them. They leave them. The Nigerian government leaves them, and they have to take care of themselves. So the other alternative is to go to a country that will take care of them even if they are injured. So Gloria Luze, despite breaking the African record or being the African record holder in the 100 hurdles, went to Spain. Obikwelu went to run for Portugal. He won a silver medal over the 100 meters. Till now, no African has medaled in the 100 meters at the World Championships. Same at the Olympics. So if Obikwelu was running for Nigeria, that would have changed. There's a Femi Ogunade who holds the Asian record over the 100 meters. He's Nigerian. There's Sawaid Nasser of Qatar, of Bahrain, who's under a doping ban now. She's the former 400 meter champion. She's a Nigerian before she went over to Jamaica and changed her name. At the World Juniors, talk about Yemi Mary John. She's Nigerian, right. Even though she grew up, she had parents that were born and brought up in the in Great Britain. You check the Commonwealth Games. We're a country that is so diverse. We have over 200 million people. So you imagine the immense talent we've got with regards to sport, and most especially track and field. I don't want to even go over to the United States, talking about some other Nigerian athletes that nationalized and ran for them, but you find most of them in Great Britain. Likes of St. December, the likes of CJ Uja, a couple of others running for Great Britain and also doing well for themselves. These guys have got Nigerian heritage, so the talent is there, the potential is there, but we know talent makes up less than 10 to 20% of what makes you a big star or a professional athlete. You have to put in the hard work, the right training, the nutrition, the environment has to be optimum to support that. We had before Akanni Simbine broke the African record over the 100 meters last year, July. Olusoji Fasuba was the
Fasuba,
African
yeah.
record holder for over 10 years. He broke the African record in 2006, 9.85 seconds. Before Akanni Simbine lowered it to 9.84, then Omayala in late September last year lowered it to 9.77. Fasuba, I mean, I've spoken to him one-on-one, and I mean, it wasn't worth it for him. It wasn't worth it competing for Nigeria, and he just had to quit, leave the sport, go get a better life for himself in Great Britain. He's now with the Navy in the United Kingdom. He just wanted a better life for himself because he got injured, the government neglected him, and we still haven't learned lessons there, because professional athletes, they've got a very short span. In fact, it's getting shorter by every year, and they need to maximize every single one of them to the potential, to the fullest potential. So you see someone probably peak at early 20s, you probably got like say 4-5 world championships to run, maybe 3 Olympics if you're good, and you have to make the most out of it. Now imagine you're struggling with injuries. How much can you make out of it? So it's a support system that is lacking so much that Nigerians are scared of. No insurance system, no insurance scheme. So I tell you what, Tobi Amusan gets injured. Now, maybe because of the publicity she gets, they wouldn't want to mess up and they'll probably take care of her. But what about the average athlete that's also not as good as Tobi Amusan, but is also half decent? Would they also take care of that athlete? So these are some of the nuances that's mitigated some of these athletes to make those decisions, and some can't take it. They get to go over to other countries. I'm within the camp of Team Nigeria, and you can see the complaints every single time. They fly them out to competitions pretty late, but it's a bit better now with the new administration. The basic problem are still there. During the national championships, I know they have a past performance director over the Athletics Federation of Nigeria who keeps in touch with some of these athletes in their schools in the United States. Favour Ashay's coach came over to Nigeria to watch him compete and show him a bit of support. The colleges also helping out with the flight of these athletes to ensure that they come over to Nigeria and compete for the country. So it's almost like an unofficial partnership between the Athletics Federation of Nigeria and the college in the United States. So they're giving them good athletes to run for their schools while they're also training them for Nigeria. But the question remains, should that be the case with the talents that we've got here? How about the ones that don't get scholarship? Or do they go down the drain? How about the ones that their parents weren't born in the United States or the United Kingdom? Don't they get the chance to also compete? So that was what mitigated me to write that tweet. It got a lot of uproar regardless, but it's just the truth.
I just do hope that Nigeria figures out a way to harness the talent that they have, because they cannot only be providing talent to the NCAA system. It's great, it's good to get an education, but as we know, there are some athletes who don't necessarily cope well when they go away. And also, if I'm being honest, universities don't always have your interest at heart, because they want to win their own titles too. They want to win whatever. And by the time the athlete comes back to run for Nigeria, they already ran 64 races or 54 races.
Exactly. So they peaked. So you see a couple of our athletes at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, they are struggling to meet up to their races. So Udojo Ozurike, who is the world junior champion before Blessing Afira of Israel won a couple of days back. I mean, this is a consistent 20-01, 20-02 athlete. In fact, he's done a wind-aided sub 20 seconds and is struggling to run a 25 at the World Championships and even the Commonwealth Games. Even at the National Championship, he's struggling to run a 10-3, 10-2. At his peak, he's a 10-03 athlete. But he seemed burned out, he seemed tired, he seemed fatigued. And that's because they put him through a rigorous NCAA system, and he's having to peak way too early they pick him for the NCAA finals. But you've still got the World Champs in May, and you've still got the World Champs, and you've got maybe 1 or 2 major championships in August.